Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I wasn't really going to make this video, but I have seen so much misinformation and like generally like bad takes about what this nerf actually did. So I just wanted to like talk about it and get my thoughts out about it. I will only be covering Knight, Sorcerer, and Druid because I don't really play the other two vocations, so I don't really know what the difference is. Actually, for Monk, it's just a bug fix. But like generally, like all the chain skills, including forks, by the way, had their range reduced by 2. For some reason, I don't know. Like after the test server, everything got fucked up. So they fixed chain penance, but every other chain is still bugged. So yeah. Anyway, I wanted to actually just talk about like Knight, Sorcerer, and Druids. I'm not sure what these changes actually do, but so I will just skip them. For now, let's talk about the Knight. So they reduced the skill bonus from Utito Tempo from 30% to 25%. Now, what does this actually mean? I should probably log in and show you here. Let's see. Like this, I guess. All right, so let me actually show you what one sword fighting does first. See, right now I have 128. And where is my damage? 431 with this setup, right? Now if I use this ring, it gives me 3 sword fighting. I'm at 437. If I use this ring now, sword ring, I get 1 extra sword fighting. So it's 3 attack, okay? 3 attack value is the difference. Now obviously I could use the whole set. And let's say Razor, Amulet. Yes, this is correct, right? Yeah. Now I'm at 516, right? And then Utito Tempo, 624. Now watch what happens when I put on this sword ring. Where is it? There it is. I get 2 extra sword fighting levels because it interacts with Utito. And it goes to 629 attack value. Let me put my ring back on. So it's 5 attack value difference, okay? For 2 sword fighting skills. Now how much the difference does the Utito actually make? Actually, let me just put this thing back on again. This is my normal setup. So I go from 149. Actually, let me just get a calculator here. Because otherwise people are not going to believe what I say. So it's 149. And then with Utito, it's 193. Then we go back to here. How much was it again? I forgot, sorry. 193 minus 149. So it's 44, right? Now let's say it's 20% of this, so plus 20%. We are losing 8, and let's just say 9, okay? 9 sword fighting levels is what I am losing. Now what was... now we go back here again. Let me... Sorry, I'm bad at this. 9 sword fighting levels. And how much was 2 sword fighting levels? It was 5 attack. So we are losing like 22... let's just say 25 attack, okay? Like I'm just going to round it up. I think it's like 23, but like let's just say 25. So this attack value, I have the proper set, yeah. So instead of 624, I will do 600. Okay? Like basically that's the difference we're talking about here. Which is like how much? How do I do that math? Let me just... I closed the calculator, man. Let's go back here again. So 624 minus Actually, no. 600 divided by 624. So it's 4%. Like, it's not going to make any difference when you're hunting. Like, when you're hunting normally, because the respawn is a variable in Tibia, like, for example, if you're playing on a 200 player world, sometimes it's going to, like, monsters are going to respawn at a certain rate. And for example, if you're playing on like 600 player world, the monsters are going to spawn faster. So over the like in a day, when people are logging in and logging out and the player count goes up and down, monsters are going to start to spawn faster and slower. So even the same day on the same like patch, it's not going to be, you are not going to get the same XP every single time. At every single at the same hunt, you are the same person hunting there. You are not going to get the same experience. Like this is the kind of like that. Like you won't even notice that you actually lost damage because it's so minimal. Like this literally does nothing. Okay. Now let's go back to, let me see here. Here, this is like 4%. Like it's almost nothing. And now battle healing. For those that don't know what battle healing is, I have the wheel right here. It's the thing at the bottom right. Why is it so zoomed, man? Okay, it's fine. So you click here. Healing spells have 10% increased healing. This bonus is tripled while we're wearing a shield. Okay? So if you're healing 1400, with this perk, you will heal 1540, right? Let me just bring a calculator here for you. If you're healing on average 1400 plus 10%, 140. 1540, right? But if you have a shield, you will be healing 30%. So it's 420. And then, because of the nerf, you're healing plus 20%. So you go from 1820 to 1680 minus 1820. That's 140 healed less. You heal 140 less with the perk after the nerf. Now you're probably wondering, like, who is picking this thing? The main EK wheel is this. This is the main EK wheel. You have to go for this first before anything else, otherwise you're losing damage. So you got this, and then you start working on this. Maybe you'll do something like this actually for the game. So by the time you get this thing, you're already at level 1400, 1500. Okay? Like, again, they're targeting the wrong thing. There is the EK that is OP is level 400. Like around 400 to like, let's say 600. That's when EK is OP. After that level, like EK doesn't scale. They can only hit 8 targets. So later on, for higher level EKs, like they are not scaling, their healing is not scaling. This was kind of their way of getting back. But now, like, even then, you have to use a shield actually, because otherwise you're not really gaining any bonus from this thing. Like 10%, like it's nothing, man. So like nerfing this, I don't agree with that either. I honestly don't agree with the Blood Rage nerf either, even though it's not much. It's like 4% of your damage, maybe. And it's even less for people like my level. Like I will show you again. Here. Wait. I'm a 642. Sword fighting is very important for me. Oh shit, I didn't take off my gear. Sword fighting is very important for my damage. But when you're level 1000, 1500, it's not sword fighting that's giving you that damage, it's the levels. Like see here? This thing right here goes up the higher level you are. Skills only matter like the lower level you are. So this Blood Rage nerf is actually a direct nerf to lower level EKs, not higher levels. And the higher levels don't care. People at 1500 don't care. And this one is a nerf to them, because now they can't use this thing, or like they will heal a lot less. But like they shouldn't be focusing on this healing. They should be focusing on this healing. This spell. Oh, sorry. I need to change this again. They should be focusing on this healing. This is what's causing the problem. Not this. This isn't the problem. 10% is like nothing. You need to address this if you want to nerf the healing of EKs. So this does nothing, and like it doesn't change the game. Like the OP EKs are still going to be okay, OP, and the lower level EKs are still going to struggle. I mean, the higher levels are going to struggle. The lower levels are the ones that are OP. Next is Combat Mastery. This was also nerfed. Together with this 4%, it's probably like 5%, but let's see. You go from having to deal, like, how do I explain this shit, man? So normally, when the monster loses 12% HP, you will do 1 extra % of damage. Let me show you the tree here. Oh, actually, I can just show you this too while we're here. Like normally you would go for something like this in the game slot. That way you also have this one. Okay. So you take less damage, the lower your damage, your HP is. It's 1% every 14%. So if I bring up the calculator again. So for example, if we just divide by 14, and then I can do the same and show you actually, divide by 12. So before the change, if you are at 1 HP, if you have 1 HP, okay? Where did I'm kind of lost again. At 1 HP, you would be taking 8% less damage if you're using two-handed, or 16% less damage if you're using a one-handed and shield. And for the damage, it's the same. If they have 1 HP, you would be doing 8% more damage. And because Combat Mastery doubles depending on your weapon, you would be doing at most, okay, at the highest, the monster is at 1 HP, and you are using a two-handed, like a Sanguine Razor. You would be doing 16% increased damage. 16%. Massive. That was before the nerf. After the nerf, 14%. So it's a 2 percentage points difference at a 1 HP target, okay? And now obviously if they are at 50%, the difference is even less, okay? Like at the highest point, it's 2%, but usually like the middle point is what we really care about. And it's like under 1% nerf, like the difference is not going to be much. So this one is also pretty much a nothing burger. Like all three are completely pointless nerfs that are really not solving the issue. Like for example, this one might even need a buff, to be honest. Like you should bring this to 5 and reduce the healing of this thing. This is the problem. If you reduce this and give it back through levels, higher level people that actually need the healing will be able to play the game. Like, it's simple as that. And then there's the mana costs. Like, completely useless things. Like, it only makes the life of, like, very low players hard. Like, for example, wound cleansing, right? Cleansing. Go from 40 to 60. Which healing is this? Wound cleansing. It's Exura Eco. It's this shit. Where is it? Wound cleansing. It's for a level 8 guy. You use this until level 300. And then you never use it again. And then there's wound cleansing. Goes from 90 to 135. Again, like, you can just bring potions. EKs were hunting without potions. Now they have to bring like 500 potions throughout the whole hunt. If that. If you're not using double void, like double mana leech on your weapons. On your weapon and helmet, like for example here. I have Vampirism Void, yeah, you see Void, and then Helmet. I also have Void. I never use a single mana potion. Maybe you will use 500 in 1 hour with the nerfs. If you're low level like me, if you're even higher level than me and do even more damage, you will never use a potion. This difference doesn't make this doesn't make any difference, okay? So again, no difference. Then there's this one. Seems like a huge nerf, right? Like 50% more here. This is the 2-minute cooldown. Okay, it's this one. It's the 2-minute cooldown healing. Exura Gran Eco, okay? It's this one. This being 300 makes no difference. If 200, 300, you could bring it to 500. Still doesn't make a difference. This is the emergency healing. Like you're probably never using this, or you're using it to save supreme potions. Because once in a blue moon, when you're like struggling, you might use it. Otherwise, like this is too OP, so you never really need to use this, right? So all of these changes are really doing nothing. Maybe this and this is a 5% damage reduction, but the issue is EK is not OP because of the damage. It's because of the healing. They need to target the healing and bring back the damage. And they also need to buff late game healing. So this needs to go up to maybe 5 even. But the healing of... where is it? This one? This needs to go down by a lot. Maybe bring it back to like before. Like literally just bring it back to 1 second. Because right now it's healing too much. It's healing too much. And it's not like... Anyway, this is what is causing the problems, not this, not this, not even mana. Like this one, these 3 changes don't actually matter in the grand scheme of things. EK is still going to be OP. EK is still going to be causing trouble. They are still going to nerf it because they didn't tackle the main problem. So look forward to more nerfs, probably in the coming weeks, maybe after the summer update. They might buff the damage again if they like see that this actually did nothing. The mana cost is fine. Like instead of being free, you will now use 100k in mana potions every hour or less. Like I don't know, it's like completely pointless changes that don't literally do nothing. If you want to increase the costs, just reduce the amount of gold the monsters drop. Like doing this is literally doing nothing. Then there's the sorcerer. The sorcerer got absolutely demolished. Like the thing is, as a sorcerer, you have to aim your spells. Like for example, let me bring up paint to show you kind of like what I mean. Why is this so small, man? Okay. Say this is the EK, right? This guy is the EK. And then the monsters are around the EK. And then there are some monsters like around here. I don't know, like they're chasing somebody. And this is you, the MS. Right here, you use Death Echo because you're on the diagonal, while these guys are chasing you. Oh, fuck. These guys are all chasing you because they have nowhere else to go. And this is you. So you use Death Echo right here. And then, can we like move along a little bit? Let me see. You move right here to wave. But look at where the monsters are. They're all looking towards you. So either you might die here, or you are fast enough and you survive and maybe you run. Or you continue, you don't stop here, you stop here. Now look what happens. The monsters might be chasing you like from, let's say over there to... I'm never using paint, bro. Like to like there, right? But now you're on the diagonal. Now you can't use a wave. Your death echo is on cooldown. Now you're fucked. Now you have to throw a rune. If you as a sorcerer cannot stand here, 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 or here, you're losing all of your damage, right? Now have a look at what they did with the beam. The side beams got reduced by a lot for lower level players, not for higher level players, not much. So this really doesn't affect higher level players, but it mostly affects the lower level players. But this right here, the thing is, the beam only hits two of the monsters. This one and this one, or this one, and this one. Otherwise, you're wasting the sides because it goes like this, through here, through here. You are hitting only two of them with the main beam. These two are taking 40%, or after the nerf, 25%. How much damage is this, do you think? The beam does 1000. Maybe it crits like before. If when you're hitting 3, you would be doing like 2.7k on my level 400 MS. I would be doing 2.7 crit with the death beam. But now I'm doing 2k with the death beam, with that form, with the death stance. Like, shit. Let me show you here. Okay, this thing. Oh shit. Here we go. This right here. The main beam is doing 2.8k, was doing 2.8k. Now it's doing 2k crits with the death stance, which gives 30% crit damage, okay? Now it does 2k damage. Now why is this important? 2k crits, 25% of that is 500. That's 500 crit. Nice. If you don't crit, it's 200. My GFP does 400. No crit. So at this point, why should I beam and not just use GFPs? Because my beam only hits the main two targets. Right through here, my beam is only hitting this guy and this guy. It doesn't hit anybody else. These guys are taking 200 damage. These guys are taking 800, 800, or 900, 900. Whatever the damage is. Only two of them. To bring the numbers together, it's like 4k damage. Maybe. I can use a GFP and hit these guys too. Like, you see the problem here? It's not about how much the damage is, it's about how easy it is and how reliable it is to actually hit it. And now you just nerfed it. Then there's this one, Death Echo. The issue with this spell is it does damage, it does the base damage, like this damage, in 2 hits, okay? See here? The first one is 50, then this one is 25. It's good, but the issue is, if I want to use it as a fire, like here, if I want to turn it into fire, I have to first use a fire spell. The only AoE fire spell I have is this one. Other than Mass Flam, obviously. And then I have to use this one. It's good, but I have to use the fire wave first. And I can't use a fire wave from the diagonal. Where's my paint again, man? Because I'm standing right here, I can't use the fire wave. My Death Echo is on cooldown. I have to use a GFP. And then I use a GFP here, and I run here. Now I'm standing here. My Death Echo is on cooldown, or my Death Echo is back, but it's in death. I need fire. How do I do fire damage here? I have to do another rune. And then I come here, because the monsters are now over here. They're running after me. From here I can use a fire one, and then I can use a... So if you get desynced even once, as an MS, you no longer can hit. your waves because you're desynced. You're now on the diagonal. So nerfing this, like, my point is actually just like, it's really not like. You have to consider how the sorcerer is doing the damage. Like, for example, let's just skip forward to Druid. Works, right? Everybody knows how that works. You can use it from anywhere. As the Druid, you can literally use your forks from anywhere. Oh shit. No, just do this instead. So you come here, right? You're standing here, you use your Terra Wave, and then you're running. You have monsters chasing you. You have monsters chasing you right here. You use your Terra Wave here, and then you run. You're standing here maybe, or maybe here, or maybe here. Doesn't matter. What do you do now? If you're standing here, or here, you can do forks. Just fork inside. If you're not standing here and you're standing here, you can use your Ice Wave. Or if you're standing here, you can use Ulus, the donut, you know? The Druid has options. Or, let's say, you can't use either because these guys are immune to Earth and Ice. Okay, what do you do now? Throw a GFP. Throw a GFP from here. You're literally chilling, just throw a room if you can't use anything else. What about the sorcerer? The sorcerer cannot wave because he's standing on a diagonal. That is the difference. Like, you have a death echo, but it's death. These guys are immune to death damage. You have to turn it into fire. How do you turn it into fire? You have to fire wave, but you can't. Because you're not on the, you're on the diagonal. You're right here, you can't fire wave. You can't use death either. Because they're immune to death, or maybe they heal from death. Yep. And so it's cooked, bro. Like, these changes, it's okay to nerf the damage, but you have to, like, give the sorcerer something. This one is completely deserved. Completely deserved. They reduced the cooldown from like 8 seconds to 4 seconds. So proportionally, they should have nerfed this even more. I would bring this down to like 120 maybe even. Because right now, like, the Druid is like outperforming, like, and it's super easy to play. While this one, you not only have to actually like change your Death Echo, for example, to the correct element, you also have nothing on the second turn. Like, you have to stand on the adjacent squares and not diagonal. Like, you have to stand. You're limited to here. You cannot stand on a diagonal, which is much safer. Because you dodge every single AoE, like the wave from monsters, if they are doing waves. You dodge everything if you stand on a diagonal. But as a sorcerer, you can't. Because then you can't wave. So, like, if you're going to nerf something, sure, nerf this one, but give it more utility. And also, there's no point in these two changes. Because you're just making, like, the issue is beam mastery. This it has a bug even. Like, let me show you here. Let me clear here. See right here? In addition, for each target hit by a beam spell, the cooldown of all other spells is reduced by 1 second. You're hitting the EK with your main beam. So guess what happens? You can only hit 2 targets instead of 3. So not only are you losing the 1 second there, you're also losing the max, the damage of beam spells is increased by 10% up to maximum of 30%. But you're only hitting 2. So it gets increased by 20%. Like, even that is also nerfed. And then you have a look at this, and they brought the sides to 25. and they reduce the damage. Like, it's just too much at the same time, and it's targeting the wrong thing. Or like, I mean, I guess you guys get the point, right? Like, the sorcerer is the hardest vocation to play, and they did this to sorcerer. Like, it's not okay. And like 15 damage. Meanwhile, you brought this one only 7, and this one is only like, how much is this actually? 8 base damage reduction. Like, you can't nerf Druid this little and nerf the hell out of sorcerer. Like, look at this thing, man. Anyway, like, I'm not happy about this. They should be giving sorcerer like a way to interact from diagonal, so they can actually do something other than death echo. Because unless if your death echo is on cooldown, or you can't use death element here, you're pretty much fucked unless you're like on the adjacent squares, like in a plus sign. If you're on a diagonal, you're fucked. I just don't like it, man. Anyway, this has been too long. We've been going on for too long. I'll probably cut some. We'll see. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.